Hello all, I'm Christina and I will be explaining what production system is and the types of production system as well as computer integrated manufacturing. So begin with production system. Production is basically the manufacturing, mining or growth of goods so as to give it to the consumers. And system is basically arrangement of various processes in an order so that we are able to complete the process. So the definition of production system is the methods, procedures or arrangement which includes all functions required to accumulate the inputs, process or reprocess the inputs and deliver the marketable output. So in a production system, basically there are three important components, which is inputs, conversion, process and output. So inputs are basically the raw materials, the labor hours, the parts or the items like paperwork and machines. Then conversion process is including all the inputs together and make converting inputs into outputs. And outputs basically include the finished products, finished goods and services. The goods can be of either type, tangible goods or intangible goods. So for an example, the production system in tangible goods, for example, if we take sugarcane is the input, then the juice of the sugarcane is processed through a conversion process, which finally gives an output, a refined sugar. And in intangible goods can be softwares. Basically, the inputs can be codes which are converted using a process into a software product which can be utilized by various companies in their functioning. Onto the types of production system, there is intermittent production system and continuous production system. To begin with intermittent production system, intermittent basically means something that starts and stops at irregular intervals. That is, an intermittent production system will be basically that whenever a consumer or a client needs something, that is when, or based on the needs of the customers, the orders are placed and manufactured. That is what is intermittent production system. So the features of production system can be, it is not continuous. It is intermittent. That is, whenever there is a need for such a product or a service, that is when this will happen. Then variety of products can be produced depending on the need of the customers, and it is produced in a very small quantity, leading to less wastage or excess use of raw materials. Then general purpose machines are used. Then the sequence of operation goes on changing as per the design of the product, as because it is made or manufactured based on the needs and wants of the consumers. So it is a really good production system when they want based on what they require. Then the quantity, size, shape and design, etc. of the product also depends on the customer's order. So under intermittent production system, there are three types: production flows, jobbing production flows and batch production flows. Project production flows is when a company accepts a single complex order or contract, and it must be completed in a given period of time. So some examples can be airports or dams, roads, buildings, which is a project which will have a specific period of time in which it should be completed. So the features of project production flow is the requirement of resources. It's not the same. It depends based on the project. So the resource requirement at the beginning might be low. Then in the mid of the production, the requirement increases. And then by the end, it slows down, or the requirement actually reaches to the, since it reaches to the completion phase, the need of resources might reduce. Then many agencies are involved. So, each agencies will be specialized in specific jobs or skills. So there should be a proper coordination between these agencies because all these jobs are interrelated. Then delays take place in the completion of projects due to the complexity. Since these are all usually massive projects and huge projects, there might be, and the requirement of huge human resources, there are chances for a lot of confusions or complex things happening. Then as routing and schedule changes with the orders, there is a proper inspection and monitoring of the system required so that there is no mistakes or any failures happening. The next type of intermittent production flow is jobbing production flows. So under jobbing production flow, it is the amount of units produced will be in a very small number, and it is also produced based on the specifications by the customer. So some examples can be repair shops, tailoring, and then special machine creation. The features of jobbing production flows is that it takes place in small lots. Like I said, the amount of units might be small compared to the previous production flow. Then it is clearly manufactured based on the specifications and requirements of the customer. And usually the labor that is used in this will be having a good, they might be highly skilled labor and very professional in this skill. There is a disproportionate manufacturing cycle. That is, the time can needed to design the product maybe more than the manufacturing time. Then the next type of production flow in intermittent is batch production flow. In batch production flows, the production schedule is decided according to the specific orders or are based on the demand forecast. For example, drugs and pharmaceutical industry or medium and heavy machineries. So these are all manufactured based on the demand. For example, during COVID time, there was a need of the demand for paracetamol as such. This can be a very vague example. There was need to manufacture a lot of types of medicines as well. So the characteristics or the features of batch production flow is that it is kept in stock until the demand arises in the market. Sometimes they might have manufactured and kept it, but they might keep it in stock so that when the demand rises, they can increase the price as well and sell it at that price. Then the general purpose machines and handling equipments can do different jobs quickly are installed. This is because large varieties of items are to be produced. Then there is a possibility of large work in progress due to many reasons, like as you saw during Corona time, like I said, the example. Then there is a need for detailed production planning and control. Since it's a huge amount of orders that is being produced based on the demand. So we should keep a track on the demand in order to be able to manufacture as many products as possible. The second type of production system is continuous production system. So continuous means something that operates constantly without any irregularities or frequent halts. In the continuous production system, goods are produced constantly as per the demand forecast. And the goods that are produced on a large scale. So first stocking and selling. So an example can be fuel industry or the food industry. They are being manufactured time to time. And yeah. So the features of continuous production system is it is continuous and not intermittent, as we saw in the previous production flow system. And the products will be standardized. The products are also produced based on the demand forecast, and the standardizing routing sheets and schedules are prepared in advance. Now there are also types under the continuous production system. So the two types of continuous production system is mass production system and process production flows. Mass production flows is where the company produces different types of products on a large scale and stock them in warehouses until the demand arises. So an example can be soaps, paste, pens. So this can be stored for a long time even after manufacturing, and it can be kept in warehouses. So the characteristics of mass production flows is it is a continuous flow of production, but it also is based on the demand in the market. Then there is a limited work in progress, and supervision is easy because there are not much instructions, and it is a more of an automated manufacturing system. Then the material handling, as I said previously, it is done by machines, so it is more easier and more faster as well, and it is more continuous, and there is little or no queuing at any stage of production. So the next type of continuous production system is process production flows. A single product is produced and stocked in warehouses until it is demanded in the market. There many products, here it is a single product. The flexibility of these plants is almost zero because only one product can be produced. So an example can be steel, paper, sugar. So the features of process production flows is there is a highly mechanized system for handling materials. Consumers and automated transfer machines are used to move the materials from one stage to another. Low skilled labor and skilled technicians are required. Both types are required, and there is very less work in progress because the material flow is continuous. and the production flow can be also decided well in advance. So that's all about types of production system. Now I will be explaining computer integrated manufacturing. Computer integrated manufacturing, or CIM, refers to the use of computer controlled machineries and automated systems in the manufacturing products. So CIM basically combines various technologies like computer aided design, computer aided manufacturing, CAM, which provides an error-free manufacturing process that reduces the manual labor and automates repetitive tasks. The CIM approach increases the speed of manufacturing process because since it is more computer integrated, they are the amount or the number of mistakes by a human or a human made mistakes will be comparatively less, and it also uses real-time sensors and closed loop control processes to automate the manufacturing process. It is widely used in automotive, aviation, space, and shipbuilding industries. So about the computer integrated manufacturing, it determines the efficient method for manufacturing by calculating the cost and then considering the optimum production method based on the volume of products, the storage, and the distribution that is required. Then it is the computer aided manufacturing of products is done based with the help of a lot of coding or numerical controllers or various methods and scientific methods basically. Then product assembly is done with the help of robots. So that is what computer integrated machinery is. So it includes a lot of automated machines or is based mainly on robotics and scientific methods which are integrated together so that the process happens smoothly and systematically without the intervention of a lot of human involvement. Then quality check is also done. Automated storage is also possible. Then there is automatic distribution of products from the storage areas to awaiting lorries and trucks. Then record is done. We don't need to do much recording of financial data. It is automatically being recorded whenever the product is being supplied or whenever there's a product leaving the warehouse, or more products are being kept in the warehouse whenever there is an exit or entry of any items can also be done using this CIM. So in a way, there are a lot of advantages. Like I said, there is a reduction in the error because human-made or man-made mistakes are comparatively less, and it will be more fast and flexible. That is, once we make the necessary changes or edit the coding or the software, it will automatically take up, and then that will itself carry on the process. And it is easier to integrate as well. Disadvantages are that when there are many suppliers or a lot of involvement of agencies or partners, it can be a little bit hard to cooperate. But once we cope up with that, it will be easier. Then integrity. Sometimes there can be the data which is being recorded can be miscalculated or misrepresented, which can lead to some mistakes as well, which is done purposefully or voluntarily. Then process control is another disadvantage. So this is all about my topic. I hope you had a good session. Thank you.